So, welcome to Turkistan. Now, Turkistan, you might assume, is a country, one of those stands, but it's actually not a country. It's just a city in Kazakhstan. So I haven't gone through any border crossings or anything, and I'm not in a different country. But this is quite an interesting place, and hope you enjoy the video. So as you can see, this place here is quite beautiful, quite nice and manicured and lovely. This is an area they have built for tourism, and the entire city's not like this. I don't want to give that impression, but it's still worth walking around. And we got that theatre there behind that bird's nest, and we're going to go and have a look and see and learn about the history of Kazakhstan through the eyes of a bird, I think, by sitting in that theatre. So darling, I can't remember what I'm being told all the time, the names of things, because they're all foreign words. They go in one ear and straight out the other. What is this place called?
It's called Karravan Saray.
Alright, it's caravan I can understand, Saray is just a word I'll have to try to remember, but that's where we are.
That's where we are.
I've got to say, that's the first beach I've seen in a while, but unfortunately there's no swimming. So we've walked around here for a little while. It's very nice. It's almost deserted, so it's not really drawing a lot of attention from people, and there's not a lot here. I did watch a YouTube video earlier on today with a young girl from America saying it was under construction and it needs more. Well, it looks like it's finished, but there's not a great deal here. A couple of really highly priced cafes. Most of this building here is taken up by a version of the post office, and there's a supermarket in the building right ahead, which is sort of a bit odd, and no specialty stores, nothing to look at really. Anyway, we'll continue on. We've become quite desperate for somewhere to have something to eat. Our only options have been a very, very expensive croissant with a bit of grass and stuff put in it. And then I spotted this pizza shop, Dodo, which we've been to in Almaty before, and it was quite good. It's very nice. Come inside here and you go to order. It's open, people in here. And you go to order and they say, oh no, we don't have pizzas. No, hang on. This is Dodo Pizza, right? Yeah, no, we don't have pizzas. Okay, so apparently the only thing on the menu that they have is chicken nuggets and chips. So that's what we're eating. Australia has the pub with no beer. Kazakhstan has a dodo pizza with no pizza. That's a shop where you take your, well, you can't take your wife in there, but if you happen to be living with somebody and not married, this is the shop for you, the de facto clothing shop. And this is the main big opening uppy area with the majority of the water. The sunken pirate ship in the middle there, and this is where the gondolas take off from. I believe it's from a Kyrgyz or Kazakh point of view. It's quite expensive to go on the gondola for a trip around the shopping centre, really. And that's, I was just saying, for people that are been to the Gold Coast and know it well, it kind of reminds me of Harbour Town, only a little bit more Asian, and there's no people. So we're taking the gondola boat ride. As I mentioned, it's a bit expensive for local people at 4,000 tenge per person, which is about 14 Australian dollars. To put it in perspective, a taxi driver drove us from Shymkent all round. He took us to see all the an ancient city on the way here, and we spent, I think it was a good 6 hours in driving us, and we paid him 15,000 tenge for the privilege. So 2 times 4,000, 8,000. We did 2 boat rides. That's equivalent to that whole day of adventures that we had yesterday. But from our point of view, it's not totally unaffordable. So we thought we'd take some video and show you what it's like to be on a gondola in Karravan Saray. Karravan Saray. I told you I couldn't remember these names, but that's where we are, Karravan Saray. And as I mentioned, it really is. I thought it was like an old city type complex, but it's nothing to do with history or archaeology at all. It's a shopping centre, and with not many shops open. The whole place is completed, and the shops that are open, like the pizza shop, doesn't sell pizzas. So, but anyway, it's we're just cruising past all the places that we've already walked. I might just do a bit of a collage, I think. Now, of course, when I say collage, I mean montage. Boat rides, when you think about it, where we are in a completely, well, no, it's not a completely landlocked country, but largely landlocked country with a lot of desert. Boat rides are probably not that common. And we've got ourselves a patrol dick walking along wearing his tactical vest and his tactical trousers, ready for action, walking around this near abandoned shopping centre. They have a LC Waikiki here, which is like a department store, a Maya type store for Australian. I don't know, American JC Penney. And right there ahead of us is an 8D theatre. 8D? I'm not sure what that is, but we'll find out soon. And now we're back at dock. So that was the boat ride that we took. So you never have to. So we enter the flying cinema. Just come up and we calculated the cost per ticket. It's like over 20 Australian dollars. And we were just like, oh no, that's not worth it. And the young guy goes, oh today we've got a 50% discount. So pretty random. An experience. She's come and asked us what language we speak. I said Ruski, I said English.
That is the first people who lived at that time left their animals at the walls. In scientific language we call them the pictograms. Келесі біздің экспонатымыз түркі қағанатынан алады. Кіріп қарай беріңіздер. Бұл күлтегіннің ескерткіші. Күлтегін 7-ші ғасырда өзінің ағасы Білге қағанмен шығыс түркі қағанатын басқарған. Бұл ескерткіштің түпнұсқасы қазіргі Монголия жерінде Afon өзенінің бойынан табылды. The monument in the next street dedicated to the Turkic Khaganate. In front of you is a monument to the commander Kultigin. Kultigin отан жаралғанбыз деп аталған. Кейін ислам дінінің келуіне байланысты бұл намыс сенімдердің барлығы жойылған болады. So next are the images of the sun-headed man on this wall. and the fire in the center. There are beliefs of our ancestors. The sun-heated man means people believe their god was the sun, but they also believe they were created from fire. That's why fire located in the center of the cave. But when Islam came to Kazakhstan, all these beliefs were discarded.
Endi adetdegidey bärimizge осы dastarxan üstüne oturатын kez geldi.
Underground mosque of Karravan Saray. Karravan Saray was a famous Sufi teacher in the Islamic world. At the age of 63, he went underground because he didn't want to live on the earth any longer that Prophet Muhammad did. According to Divani Hikmet, he lived there for 62 years and full of students. Right now, in front of you, his student and himself. Student read monologue and the passage from Hikmet. Отырыңыздар, please sit.
Okay, so I don't know if it's coming out in the video, but my face is white as a sheet. That truly was a flying cinema or movie theatre or whatever it was. It was the most, for someone that's scared of heights, that was the most horrific thing that I've ever experienced. Girls in there all screaming with joy, but I don't share that joy. If you ever wondered what it's like to fly like an eagle, that's the place to go. If you never wanted to feel like what it's like to fly like an eagle, don't go there. So we're still in this new modern district, but we're not in that shopping centre area anymore. So we've got the Karravan Library over there. So that's one building, lovely cool fountains. And that building over there is the museum. We're going to go there, and hopefully it doesn't take off and fly like an eagle. This goes to show, with enough time and energy and money into it, you can grow flowers, beautiful smelling roses actually, even in the desert. Another place, it's just nobody around, it's just dead as a doornail. But, anyway, we're going to see if it is a museum, it's open, that we can visit. Well, I thought it was a museum, but it's definitely, there's no way to get in. It's all locked up. I can peep it through the windows, it doesn't look like there's much in there. I saw a lot of Arabic writing on the wall, and that's it. So, move on, see what else we can find. So, there's a sign I can understand. Leaves me in no doubt what building I'm looking at. How refreshing. There are no shortage of mosques or mausoleums. Mausoleums all seem to be some Islamic figure who's buried in a building here. So I did hear a comment that this is known as the Little Mecca. So there's a lot of Islamic things here for Muslim people to see. And I'm seeing that there's a lot of buildings with nothing really in them. Just in case you feel as though I might be exaggerating, this is the typical building. Turkistan written up there. Young girl trying to go in, can't get in, the doors are locked. Looking through the window. Can't see because of the glare, but it's not a soul to be found. And that's just typical. And it's not like we're on a holiday, public holiday, and everyone's going to see the family for Christmas or something. It's just a lot of building, a lot of infrastructure, and no people. As I walked around a little bit, around the building, you can see the quite clear sign in English, visitor centre. So I don't know what that says, that when you can't even open the visitor centre. Okay, so we found Musala Gate, protected by the state, from the 19th century. So that's 18 something. Well, we didn't find any flowers in the botanical gardens, 2 of them, but here in a park around a tomb, we've found our flowers. And I have to sit here for a while because Elena has to photograph every single individual flower. So this is the mausoleum of Khoja Hamed Yasawi from the 7th to the 8th century. Must have been when he lived. And that's where he's buried, in there. And that's the mausoleum of Rabia Sultan Begim from the 15th century. So there's a bit of a display of the type of homes that the nomads, now the Mongols, the Kyrgyz, the Kazakhs, were all nomadic people. So roaming around the grasslands with their horses that they rode and they ate, and their goats and their sheep. Now there's a little bit of confusion among some people. If you look at in English the way that these dwellings are spelt, it's Y-U-R-T. Now naturally people tend to like to call them yurts. However, I happen to have somebody that was born and raised in Kyrgyzstan and is that familiar with these dwellings that she didn't even want to come over to them because it's just totally mundane and boring to her. But darling, could you tell us what is the correct pronunciation of those dwellings?
Ute.
Ute. Now if you're Australian you know what a ute is, and it is a bit of an addition that sometimes things happen in the back of the ute. Well, we didn't invent it. Things have been happening in the back of the ute for at least 1,000 years, thanks to the nomadic people of these grasslands. So what we have here is another form of dwelling that predates the Mongols coming to this area. And I believe that the people that were here at that time were Turkic origin. And this is the sort of life that they lived. All mud, brick and hay, all mixed together. But they've recreated it here to give you a feel for what it was like in that time in Kazakh history.
Help us grow, like, share, and subscribe.
been a warm day. I don't have any thongs to wear, so I've been wearing the shoes and socks, and couldn't resist. Thought it was a good time to dip my feet in and cool them off. Probably get in trouble by somebody, but there's nobody here, so I'm a risk taker. This is where we're going to leave our visit to Turkistan. Turkistan, a city in Kazakhstan. The city that sounds like a country, but Turkistan is not a country. It's been wonderful. We've seen some really nice things here and some surprising things. And hope you join us in our next video. Up here in the corner, you should see another video that you probably would like to watch, and on the other corner, a playlist that you might like to watch.